Before the World Championship, all of the hype was around a legend named Seer, and a lot of teams did incorporate Seer into their compositions, whether or not it fit their playstyle or not. There was only one team that was defying all odds and using Newcastle. They managed to win a few games, and of course, this was on the world's biggest stage for Apex Legends competitive. And no, they weren't some far-off team that you've never heard of, and no, they weren't some team from some far, far away region or land or whatever you are guessing. It was a team that we're all familiar with. It was a team that has been one of the best teams in the North American and on the world stage. In the past few weeks, a ton of different teams have been placing in the top 10 of community tournaments, invitational tournaments, and of course scrims using Newcastle. Nothing really changed until a few days ago, but those changes didn't hurt Newcastle, they just added to him as they buffed him in many different areas. That team I mentioned that was using Newcastle earlier, that was 100 Thieves. And now we're going to break down why they were so successful with them very early on in the World Championship before the buffs even came through, and how other teams are starting to realize he is just as dominant as some other legends. I'm Real Blue TV, and we need to get into this breakdown. Perfect. So two things that everyone knows are very important in shooters is cover and high ground. Of course, when it comes to high ground, you want to be above your opponents to give yourself that high ground advantage. And when it comes to cover, well, it's simple. You don't want to be standing out in the open because then you're susceptible to death. But of course, with Newcastle, you can not only take the high ground easily with his jump using his ultimate ability, but because of that, you can also create cover where there is none for anyone else. So let's go ahead and take a look at this clip where 100 Thieves were able to successfully shut down their portion of the map and control it, not just from the high ground, but a spot where you normally wouldn't be able to hide because there is no cover naturally in the game provided by the map. But 100 Thieves said, let's change that. All right, so here we have the play, and you can see that they have taken the high ground here, and you can see where they are here on the mini map. Scurry is playing a little bit off center with the rest of the team. That way he can get some poke damage onto Zeta. At this point, they know that there's going to be 3 teams to their right side, and there's going to be 2 teams to their left side. They are figuring that the 3 teams are probably the more important ones that they need to take care of. But then as the play starts to happen out and the circle starts to close, they realize that since they have the high ground and they're the only team with the high ground with the Newcastle wall set up as well, these other teams are going to have to fight each other. So let's watch that, because you'll see Zeta are the only ones who realize that they need to put some damage on 100 Thieves, but even they are not able to do so for the simple fact that the Newcastle wall makes it not a 50-50 gunfight and instead gives 100 Thieves that advantage.
Yeah, they can't walk up to you. Okay.
아 이거 왼쪽 치고 왼쪽 먹으면 돼.
Ah, then they can't get to you.
왼쪽을 밀자고?
아 야야야 잠만. 아 얘네 세 명이야. 얘네 세 명이야. 얘네
Okay.
세 명. 오른쪽 칠래?
I'm far away.
형이 보는 건데 형이 말해주는 게 나을 것 같은데 난 오른쪽이 나은 것
나
같아.
나도 오른쪽이 나은 것 같아.
오른쪽 애들 여기
I think this is
나머지.
good.
발키리 위에 하나 있어. 여기
이거
왼쪽
노래-
샷 보면서 와야 돼.
자, 지금 하지 마봐. 지금 하지 마봐.
천천히 아직
아,
시간
아,
있어.
아직
시간
아직
있어.
확인 소리 소리. 내가 링못 봤다. 나 스크린 보고 있어갖고.
나 있는 대로 비벼서 가면 돼. 내 위치
오케이.
하나
Yes, boy. 확인했어.
나
들어온대.
들어온대.
아 이거 안 되겠다. 이거
Here's where you will notice that Taskmaster from Zeta is watching the team that's under the bridge. There's also going to be someone on top of the rock here, which is one of the members from 100 Thieves, which is Scurry. But you're going to see him peek over just a little bit at the top, see the Newcastle wall, and instantly know that he will not be able to take that fight like he thought maybe he could, not even to put any poke damage out. He doesn't want to waste any ammo on that wall because there's teams all around them as this zone is closing.
이거 여기 쓸 생각하자. 여기 위에 쏘고.
Now, if you missed that, you will see right here on the mini map as we will rewind frame by frame. You will see Scurry here will relocate with his team by putting the castle wall up. There it is. He jumps in.
Nice.
Now the castle wall has been placed. And you saw there, Taskmaster did look over at them, but saw the wall, has to back up, and says, we're either fighting for second place or the other team is going to be able to take out 100 Thieves for us. You can see down here in the bottom left, the wall is up. They've got fences. They have a gen. They are securely ready for this high ground battle, and no one else is going to be able to contest them up there.
Меня могут запушить.
Давай, давай.
Меня пушат, пацаны. Нет, не пушат.
Nice, nice. Push for together. Hammer kick, throw your kick, throw your kick.
All right. Last thing they do correctly here is they start to push in when they notice that it's only the other squad left. They just took that fight with the third place team. They're low. We have the gen, so they can't really throw anything at us, and we also have a little bit more shielding than they do, even if we were getting shot during that 3-team engagement as well. So what do? Vaxlon, being the aggressor on the team, is pushing up. Scurry's also up there because he drops the mobile shield. And once all of that goes into play, you will see then Anmu will join them. And another important part of Apex Legends is map control. The more of a certain part of the map that you control, especially during endgame, is the more power you have. So we just saw 100 Thieves be able to create their own cover and get the advantage because of that. Now, let's take a look at them not only creating their own cover in an endgame circle, but being in the center of that last circle to control as much of the map as they can. And because they have the Watson paired with it, they're able to create pretty much a kill zone. And all they have to do is sit back, relax, and wait for the enemies to push into them.
There's a fucking Traber here. I'm grabbing it.
All right, so you'll see in this clip that they were just able to get a little bit of poke damage and possibly get some KP as well. And they're playing alongside this wall. There are some teams near them, and as you can see, we're in an endgame circle. But they're more towards the center of this. So once it starts to close, they will have that advantage. So let's take a look as they put their castle wall up next to the rock, creating even more cover, putting the fences up, and then watching the enemies have to push into them.
Hopping off the cell.
I am. I'm getting fences up right now, though.
Someone on the right. Hey, 2 teams up top and a team bottom. That's what I'm assuming right now. Almost positive.
Bro.
Yes.
They're going up here on the roof. They're on their roof. They're on their roof.
What about our right? Is our right good?
119 on
On
one,
this roof. On this roof. Careful.
119 on another.
Dip up,
Same
dip up.
fucking
Good
guy.
shot.
Look on the roof. Look on the roof. They're fighting them, I think. They're pushing over.
I made them
Look for
buff.
exits. Look for exits. Nice.
3, 2. Going back down. They went back down to lava. Fuck.
Dump it down. Focus, Gibby.
I'm gonna nade that.
I'm not caustic.
I'm batting. Watch the team on the right. Watch your right. There's a team
Come back,
climbing
yeah.
on the right side.
All fences are gone.
There's a lot of shit happening on the
On
left.
the right. On the right.
Look
watch
right
the
too.
right.
There's a Valk there. There's a Valk here.
I'm selling.
There's a Valk here still.
I only have one more shot on this Kraber.
Shot
119
you.
on another.
Right.
Last squad. Stay here.
I need a bat. I need a bat.
No, look right now.
Mid 6.
Cracked.
I'm pushing out.
Push now. Give me crack.
72.
Give me dead.
I need to
Play
play.
my knock. Play knock.
Dead.
Play my knock. Last one.
Go again.
All right, so now we've seen 100 Thieves do pretty much everything that we've talked about so far. Gain the high ground effectively, create their own cover, and set up an area where they can just hunker down and wait for the enemies to come to them because they have more map control. Now let's take a look at a rotation and how they went about this, because they had to get the beacon scan. They were able to do so. It gave them the next ring information, and it was one that they liked because it was able to give them a spot that they were very familiar with and that they have practiced with this composition. And you can tell because the way they set it up, they did so perfectly in the game beforehand, which was a similar end zone, and of course in this one as well.
No bats, by the way. 15 cells though.
2-6.
I'm one
I'm gonna
down.
give you fence in there.
Do a little bit of a trade on me.
There's some cells in here.
Wait, the team alcohol there? Why don't we go hit
Let's
beacon?
go.
All right, so if you actually take a look here at the bottom, you will see this team is Valculting. This is Sudoraiku, and they were the ones that were holding the beacon that is right above that no-name town where they are on the map currently. They're right around this area here if you want to look at the World's Edge map. The little no-name town there, and you have that zip line that goes up to like the little porch area with a beacon there. And that's where Sudoraiku was sitting, and they were preventing anyone else from getting the beacon. So 100 Thieves just hunkered down inside this building and were waiting to see if the other team would rotate off of the beacon. Once they did, they went to the beacon, scanned it. Now, we already know where that next circle is going to be, and it's in a location where 100 Thieves were familiar with, and they kept having success there when the zone would pull that way. So here's the rotation, and once they get to blue bins, here is how they set it up.
I shit on him.
Who?
The fucking Valk. I hit him 140
Can we
blue.
go hit beacon? Can we go hit beacon?
Yes, let's go. Definitely going south.
Here's a bullet if you need it. Take a good shot to have a bullet.
Getting beacon right now?
Here on me. Give me some cells.
It's 3.
Oh shit.
Just go to crates now. Can we alcohol? Look.
Yeah. Well, let me check in perp.
We
Catch
took
on
alcohol.
91.
No one has this info. No one has this info right now.
Besides that team.
Yes, besides that.
If bottom is, or if that's not available, we're gonna have to go bottom.
I don't see anyone.
I don't see anyone there.
Blue bins.
What about top thermal? What's that look like?
Blue bins, blue bins,
We're, I
blue
think we're
bins.
too late on them.
Blue bins. Okay.
Let me slam first.
Yep. That slam down.
Hold on. I can't do it.
I'm blue. I'm alt. No, I'm saving it.
Jesus Christ.
I can't see. I can't hear. I can't see.
Yeah, that was.
We're good.
Zip,
Fucking-
zip! I grabbed Valk! Kill her!
Dead.
Did she die in the lava?
No. She actually made it across. Teams are kind of stupid, bro.
Now, why are we doing that on land? Who's this team of bozos?
The gents used.
That guy's one shot.
Well, all right, there you have it. There's the breakdown of why 100 Thieves were so successful utilizing Newcastle in the World Championship for the ALGS almost a month ago now in July. But with the recent changes to Newcastle, he's gotten even better, and a lot more teams have already started to incorporate him into their compositions as well. Let me know in the comments below the next legend or even a player you'd like me to talk about or break down in a more play-by-play kind of way. And also, make sure you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Real Blue TV, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, hello there. It's Blue. I'm a terrible dancer, so ignore that version of me on the screen and listen to my voice when I say thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, click on another video of mine. I heard you'll like those over there. They're pretty good.